Coming up on Valley View News, the Thousand Oaks community shares their thoughts on the mass shooting.
I'm very sad.
Plus, Kanye West donated $150,000 to a GoFundMe page for a security guard. And sports concussions can lead to long-term neurological damage.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Brian Bruman.
And I'm Sammy Shakta.
Coming up on Valley View News, road construction begins on Pacific Coast Highway. Plus, Los Angeles legalizes sidewalk vending. And Ariana Grande's new music video breaks a record.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Brian Bruman.
And I'm Sammy Shakta.
Coming up on Valley View News, the results of the midterm elections and what they may mean for you. Plus, our ongoing series on the cost of going to college ends with the high price of transportation. And Canoga Park Elementary holds a play to promote healthy eating habits.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Lucas Wiggins.
And I'm Brian Bruman.
A magnitude 7.0 earthquake hit Anchorage, Alaska last Friday. It was followed by 1,000 aftershocks. Many roads were seriously damaged. The Alaska Department of Transportation says 50 sites are discovered damaged so far. Most of the damage was to the highways north of Anchorage. As of Monday, there are no reports of deaths or major structural damage to buildings. Experts say strong building codes passed after the Great 1964 Alaska earthquake helped prevent further damage. CSUN's campus newspaper, The Sundial, has a few new stories in the works.
Here's the Sundial sports editor, Justin Vigil, with details.
Thanks, Sammy and Brian. Right now in the Sundial, we have a story on the man who allegedly sexually assaulted two CSUN students. We also have a very moving profile on a CSUN social work student from Peru. And in sports, Lamine Gian and Shannon Fluker continue to dominate the men and women's basketball team. We have an upcoming story on the potential of two Big West Players of the Year coming out for CSUN. It would be the first time the award would be giving to two basketball players of the same school in over 30 years. That's it for us at the Sundial. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Justin. From issues with natural gas to climate change, here's international news reporter Catherine Molina in our Digital Media Center.
Thank you, Brian. Qatar will quit the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries early next year. Qatar's energy minister said they're leaving OPEC to focus more on natural gas. They want to boost natural gas production from 77 million tons yearly to 110 million. The country will still attend OPEC's winter meeting in Vienna, scheduled to begin Thursday. Nature broadcaster David Attenborough warned world leaders that climate change could lead to the end of the natural world. At the opening ceremony for the International Climate Conference, called COP24, Attenborough said now is a time for action.
The continuation of our civilizations and the natural world upon which we depend is in your hands.
Representatives from 200 countries attended the UN-sponsored conference. Mexico's president signed an order to investigate the disappearance of 43 students missing since 2014. President Andrés Manuel López Obrador says he wants to clarify facts and get justice for families. During the signing event, family members counted from 1 to 43 in remembrance of the victims. This was the first official order of López Obrador as Mexico's new president. That's it from around the world. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Catherine. Los Angeles bounced back in sports this week. Here's the latest with Aaron Peebles. CSUN's campus newspaper, The Sundial, has a few new stories in the works.
Here's the Sundial sports editor, Justin Vigil, with details.
Thanks, Sammy and Brian. Right now on the Sundial website, you can check out a powerful photo essay on the Woolsey fires. We also have a story on student protesters crashing a Board of Trustees meeting down in Long Beach. Students from Northridge, Fullerton, Long Beach, and East Bay gathered together to protest measures 1100R and 1110. Our Arts and Lit edition is finally out, so be sure to pick up a copy of that. And in sports, of course, we have full recap, highlights, and interviews with players and coaches from a long week of action for men and women's basketball. That's it for me at the Sundial. Back to you guys.
Let's hear from Melanie Rosales in our Digital Media Center.
Thousands fled their homes as the volcano de Fuego erupted again in Guatemala. The volcano is located at the southern central part of the country near the city of Antigua. Nearly 4,000 people were evacuated. Images of the volcano show the lava at the summit. The volcano spewed out dangerous amounts of hot ash, lava, and gas. No injuries are reported as of Monday. Fuego is one of Latin America's most active volcanoes. During the first week of his trial, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman made strong statements against two Mexican presidents. Guzman's lawyer, Jeffrey Lichtman, claimed that the current Mexican president, Enrique Peña Nieto, and his predecessor, Felipe Calderón, received millions in bribes from the Sinaloa cartel. The former president denied the claims on his official Twitter account. Guzman faces 11 charges. If found guilty, he could get life in prison. Germany issued travel bans for 18 Saudi nationals suspected of involvement in the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. 15 of them are suspected of killing Khashoggi. The other 3 are suspected of organizing the murder. German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas says the decision was made along with France.
We are in close coordination with the European Union on this issue. Over the weekend, we said we expect further steps of discovery and that we will follow closely the case and reserve the right to take further steps.
Germany also asked manufacturers to stop exports from Germany to Saudi Arabia. Monday, British leader Theresa May spoke at the annual Confederation of British Industry on UK's Brexit immigration policy. May says the policy will favor skilled workers with European Union passports and say it will help the economy.
Jobs depend on us getting this right. And what we have agreed unashamedly puts our future economic success and the livelihoods of working families up and down this country first.
Under the policy, any European citizen living in the UK would have the right to reside in the country beyond 2020. They have the right to permanent residency if they live in the country continuously for 5 years. Houthi rebels in Yemen said Sunday that they are prepared to stop any further missile and airstrikes from Saudis. This comes after 3 years of war. Some Western powers are trying to broker a peace deal. The Houthis military has said it'll consider a ceasefire at the request of the United Nations. The U.S.-backed Saudi-led coalition has been fighting the Houthi rebels. That is all I have for international news. Now back to you in the studio.
People are getting ready for the upcoming holiday season. Valley View's Chris Farias has the story.
The holiday shopping season does not end after Black Friday. Christmas is just 3 weeks away, and shoppers are still finding great deals. Some even say this is the best time to find the perfect holiday gift.
For these shoes, the Fenties, they're like originally $180 and I got them for $20.
Now would be the perfect time to shop, only for the simple fact that it's so dead in there.
This is also the first holiday season that we won't have a Toys R Us. I'm Chris Farias, now back to the studio.
It's time now for entertainment news with Valley View's Daria Hariri. Daria, what's going on?